Hello, and welcome to Convinced Catholicism, a place for all things Catholic. Today I have the Little Office of the Blessed Virgin Mary. This is from Catholic Book Publishing Company. You can kind of see the logo there. This book is a post-Vatican II kind of little office. This is going to be different from the previous three little offices that I've reviewed. This is going to be different from the Angelus Press or the Baronius Press version, which are in a sense the same thing, and this is going to be different from that other book, kind of like an independently made book as well. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking one of two or both things. First of all, Catholic Book Publishing Company, how ugly is the art? You might be pleasantly surprised at the art. And two, well, if it's post-Vatican II, how good is it? Maybe you're thinking that. I'm not really sure. There seems to be a little bit of a stigma against post-Vatican II stuff. Though, if you think about it, the Liturgy of the Hours is perfectly acceptable and suitable in many people's eyes. But anyway, let's get started with it, right? So, first and foremost, this is a very, I guess, like pocketable book in the sense that it's very thin and very flexible, right? So this is, let's do it this way, just under 5 inches wide, 7 inches tall, and then just about a 1/4 inch thick. So, malleable. You could put this in a back pocket, a purse, backpack, tote bag. This is very easily manageable. You can see that I really haven't used this book much, and that's, for a few reasons. One, I'm quite satisfied with the Divine Office as it is. This is kind of a shorter, much more simplified version. And because, again, just there are other little offices of the BVM out there, this is just an option that I want to show you. So first of all, like I said, Catholic Book Publishing Company. And here we see right away the art is at least better than what's typically in Catholic Book Publishing here in New Jersey. And even though this is not the greatest art, this almost kind of looks like an Italian actress from like the mid-century, like the 60s or 70s or something like that. It's at least better than that interpretive art, we'll call it. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, check my other videos. But we can see here, it does have an imprimatur from Patrick J. Sheridan, Vicar General, Archdiocese of New York. And we have the Neil Obstat from Daniel F. Flynn. Okay, so, and from the table of contents, you'll see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then we have a very small office of readings, daytime prayer, night prayer, Thanksgiving for Mary's Fiat, prayers to the Blessed Virgin Mary, right? So this is meant to be done throughout the week. It will repeat itself, right? This differs already from the traditional little office of the Blessed Virgin Mary in that the original one is different, or excuse me, the same every single day. Okay, this is literally this is going to be a little bit more of a variety, and so if you are tired of doing the exact same prayer every single day, this is certainly a book for you. If you want a little bit more of a modern language, this is also a great book for you. If you have no experience praying the Liturgy of the Hours, but you want this as a stepping stone, this is also a great option. So if we take a look at what it looks like, right? Today is Wednesday, so let's just go to Wednesday. So Wednesday, at the time of filming, right? We see God come to my assistance, Lord, make haste to help me. Glory to the Father, him, you have a couple of options: antiphon, psalm, and so on and so forth. So we are going to, there is literally no flipping. The ribbon is just for keeping track of what day you're on, really. And we can see that it is going to have some psalms, some shorter readings, again, options here. Song of Songs, that's really a great option, by the way. Song of Songs would be kind of the, this is kind of the more, I guess, romantic or loving music that is in the Bible. And of course, a lot of this will have to do with with the Virgin Mary, right? Trying to show how the Virgin Mary is present in Scripture and in the Psalms, right? So, for example, let's take a look here at one of the readings. Galatians obviously would be talking in the New Testament, but if you take a look, say, at Isaiah, for example, you'll be able to take a look at some of the language that hints at the Blessed Virgin Mary. Right, so as the earth brings forth its plants, a garden makes its growth spring up, so will the Lord make justice and praise spring up before all the nations. For Zion's sake I will not be silent, for Jerusalem's sake I will not be quiet, until her vindication shines forth like the dawn, and her victory like a burning torch. Nations shall behold your vindication, and all kings are glory. You shall be called by a new name, pronounced by the mouth of the Lord. You shall be a glorious crown in the hand of the Lord, a royal diadem held by your God. No more shall men call you forsaken, or your land desolate, but called delight, espoused, so on and so forth. Spouse, Mary's virgin, so on and so forth. Bride, right? A lot of language that hints to the Blessed Virgin Mary. So it's fairly straightforward to pray this office. And again, if you wanted to get into a rhythm of prayer and have morning and evening covered and figure things out, this is a great option for you. And, for those who may not be Catholic or Orthodox or from some sort of apostolic tradition, praying for the intercession of Mary may seem foreign to many. But if you took a look at this book and read through some of the interpretations that the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church and many Anglicans and Lutherans have about Mary, you'll begin to understand that. So maybe if you're a convert to the Catholic faith, this might be a good idea for you to take a look at before, going deeper into some faith. And this could also be as a supplement. So if you pray the divine office already, the morning and evening prayer of the church, and you wanted to add this in, this is a great supplement. This goes through a lot of information, right? There's a lot of words from the saints, some church fathers, some popes here and there as well. But if you take a look at the Office of Readings as well, you can see that there's going to be quite a lot that you could go through. Daytime prayer, mid-morning, midday, mid-afternoon, and then let's take a look at the Compline, okay, or the night prayer as it's called. So, usual beginnings here with God come to my assistance, the glory be, and then, or the short doxology, and then we have a confession of faith, a hymn, and then Psalm 91, which is very typical of night prayer. Psalm 91 is considered one of the most important psalms when it comes to a reflection of your day and your life as well. Very, I guess, suggestive of being in God's care and him being a guardian and a companion. Very beautiful hymn. And then we have the Nunc Dimittis, or the Canticle of Simeon, as it's called, and then it ends. And usually, night prayer, and this is a tradition throughout the church, night prayer would end with some sort of antiphon or a hymn to the Blessed Virgin Mary. And so we see several versions of antiphons here, and we can take from that. Then we have this devotional here, right? So this book is wonderful in many ways, just by the fact that, A, you get the variety of the 7 days of the week, morning and evening prayer, but also it builds upon itself, right? So if you wanted to add the office of readings to it, you can read an excerpt from that here and there. If you wanted to add the morning or the mid-morning, the midday, and the mid-afternoon prayers, you can do that as well. That would go in between. You would kind of sandwich that in between morning and evening prayer. And then, of course, Compline is very nice as well. Compline is a great prayer. I reviewed a book on Compline recently, but this for a and I'm not a traditionalist in the typical sense of the word, in that I go to the Latin Mass exclusively. I don't really, but I understand the taboo behind, or the stigma behind, some post-Vatican II works. This is certainly not one of those that you need to be afraid of if you are a traditionalist. If you love the Virgin Mary, if you're a convert to the faith, if you're beginning or re-beginning your prayer life, and if you want some variety that's based off of the official prayer of the church, which is the Psalms, this is a great prayer book for you. We need to remember that all prayer to the saints go directly to God. It's an acknowledgement of the greater cloud of witnesses in the church. So there's a link to this book in the description, and I hope that you, if you do pick it up, that you gain great fruit out of it. Thank you very much, and God bless.